In today's video, you're going to hear detailed instructions on how to clean an impacted toenail while I give a new nail technician some pointers on my husband's feet and apply acrylic to maintain the progress of the pincer nail on his left foot. So stay tuned. The last time we did his feet, we put an acrylic patch on this toenail to try to correct its shape. It has changed it some, because it was getting really pinched in.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably add a tiny bit more to the back of it. You can see how much space is here. And then I'm gonna shorten this back down because
Okay, yeah.
this area right here has maintained its width as it previously was back here.
Okay.
And so now in about another 6 weeks, that width should be up to here, and it'll start to pull this nail groove outwards instead of coming in at a diagonal like that, and then hopefully the toenail will start growing flat again. But he doesn't like to do his own toes at home. The bottoms of his feet aren't bad.
Alright.
I don't mess with that at all because he's and then he likes the foot massage. So we kind of just do this little customized thing. This is the cuticle remover, and we put that on before we even start trimming or anything because it gives a couple of minutes to start working to dissolve the skin so you can scrape it off easy too. This is called the jaw, and the length of the jaw from here to here on these nippers is 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters to me is the best length. Anything longer, when you put in, like if I were to try to insert this toenail, tip your knee inwards, please, thanks. If I were to try to insert into here and the jaw were longer, you know, I'm not getting any utilization out of the back half of this.
Right.
And as you work your way around, there's just too much area to nick somebody, because by the time you get over here, you're staring at the back half of this jaw, and then you're gonna squeeze, and if this were too long, you could very easily get a hold of this skin and clip it and cut somebody. So sliding it in just about the halfway point initially to start a cut and squeezing, and a lot of times you'll hear the click, but his toenail is a little soggy, so it doesn't. And then you're gonna have to scoot your hand around in the shape that you wanna go. So squeeze. Oh. He's been playing basketball, and this toenail's gonna fall off probably. See that bruise way back there?
Yeah.
All right, so again, we're gonna insert, squeeze. You heard the little tiny nip. Scoot over, squeeze, scoot, squeeze. All right, so a lot of times when people are getting their feet done and he's pretty tall, they get very comfortable, and his knee will fall out to the side, and that causes the foot to turn sideways. So if that happens, just ask them to move their, to over. People ask, how do you know when it's safe or how low to clip the nail? You can see this change in color. That's the attachment point. You want to stay a couple of millimeters away from it, because sometimes when you insert it and squeeze, the nippers will scoot forward for some reason, like depending on the thickness of their nail. And if that happens, you want to make sure that you don't get into their skin. Yep. And even though this has acrylic on it, I'll see that just made a little stress line right there, which I was worried about. Oftentimes you can cut a nail that has acrylic on it and it won't crack. You just have to kind of go slow. That's all right. Oh, you gotta turn that off. You can leave it on knead, but you can't have it on shake my brains out. This is the one of his that always gets impacted. You can tell any color change. He's got something down in there. That's all fuzz.
Skin cells.
Yep. people think they have an ingrown toenail, but oftentimes it's just a lot of pressure from this buildup that's inside the nail. So I'm not even gonna pull that out yet. I'm gonna wait.
My corners kind of get like that on my big toes.
People ask, how do you prevent that a lot? And all you have to do to prevent the buildup is when you get out of the shower, take your towel and rub the edges of your toes every single day, and that will really cut down on all of it. So before I start to file,
Stuff just gets in my toes. Take a pocket knife and never dig it out.
yeah, he wants to take a pocket knife. Who else is rolling their eyes with me right now?
I don't have one of those handy dandy sidewalk cleaners at the house. I do, I'm sure.
I think you know somebody who has those, where
Yeah, I
you
know.
could
There's
get one,
probably
but he's
15 of them at the
so
house.
lazy. All right, so
I'm a pedicurist. She's meticulous.
the goal of this is we're using the stainless steel file, and it's just to smooth the edges. If I wanted to really shape anything or shorten anything, I would use a different grit file because it would just take too long. It's possible to use this, but yeah, and you can see that build up there. That's the nail shortening down. Don't forget to leave me a comment for your chance to win one of the tools I'm using in the video. You can ask me a question, tell me what your favorite part was, or just say hello. I will choose one comment with a random comment picker app and notify the winner on my community tab of my channel, so be sure to hit the bell notification so you know when I post. And one lucky commenter will also be featured in the Comment Hall of Fame on my Instagram. Push someone's toes out of your way so you can utilize your tools. All right. You can either grab the toes with the towel underneath for grip if you want to hold on to it. I'm gonna push those toes to the other side, push that out of the way, and then this angled edge of the cuticle remover helps scrape out any of that dead skin. So when you put the edge of this on the toenail, don't press and scrape, or you will literally dig off layers of the nail. Just sit it and just gently push it back, and you kind of go in little circles like that. Okay. So we're going to get most of it off on the surface with this. But then I'm going to use my ingrown rasp. Well, no, there's two of them. This
Sidewalk
is...
cleaner has like little hooks on it.
Yeah. This is the ingrown sidewalk cleaner, and this is the rasp. The rasp has a little serrated edge where you can actually get in there and file like a rough spike that's on the side of the nail to prevent it from growing into your toenail. And it helps grab a hold of a lot of stuff and pull it out. must come out of there. Scooch it out. There we go. Get that. And then we're going to clip off that little tiny spike right there. Okay, you can put that foot back in the water. This is the cuticle remover. A 32-ounce bottle comes in the Pedicure kit, and the amber bottle and dropper are also available to purchase. Oh boy. You should bring him in here and let me fix that. I fixed Evan's this morning. He had slammed his in something and there was a blood blister underneath of it, and he peeled off the top half, and then we filed off the blood, and I put a little clear acrylic on it. It looks perfectly normal.
She's supposed to be in. Oh, she's just early.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she had to come from Mount Pleasant since it was icy.
That's commitment.
It is.
If you can't see what you're doing, just rub the skin with the towel. Yeah, give you a little bit more viewing area. Can you see the dark area here and there? So you know that there's something in there that shouldn't belong. Doesn't belong.
Point.
There's a little bit of it. All right, let's see what we get. So when you insert anything along the sidewall, you want to be careful not to press down and dig into their skin. You can feel where the nail is and stay along the nail. And I can feel a bunch of density underneath there. So I'm gonna take off the top layer first. And then I'm gonna go back in and get a little bit more. Now I'm gonna switch ends because this little hook, there's like a little crevice underneath there. We're gonna let this toe soak again because you can feel when you're under there, it's, you know, you can feel it's hard. So I'm gonna wait until it gets soft. Okay, you can put that foot back in the water. All right, so there's a little tiny lip from the last time that we put it on, but it's really good and adhered on there. It's a layer of toenail. This little tool slips underneath the side of the nail to help pull out more buildup. Just let the tool do the work. Don't press, don't dig. Just slide it in and around. And we can file this dead skin off. So I'm going to use my buffer board. We're going to blend. This has a 180 side and a 100 side, and it's flexible, so it's easy to go around toes. So we're going to use the 100 side just to blend. Be careful not to drag it across their skin because it can rough them up. That's pretty blended. Clean it off. With acetone. One drop of primer. I'm using the number 2 Kolinsky Sable brush. If it starts to dry too quickly that you can't move it, re-wet your brush. Let it dry. And you can see the shape has started to change already after just like 4 weeks. So just the white skin is what our goal is to trim that off. And anything else that's kind of like sticking out at you that you don't like, this is white dead. So that's dry. Because we're not polishing this, I made sure to make it really thin so it blends, and I just want it to be smooth so it doesn't catch on anything. I'm just gonna buff it. I know. He's sad that he doesn't get his massage because my next client's gonna be here.
She just went to what was on it.
The Meticulous manicure, so it screws me over.
Oh, honey. You'll live. Okay, give me your other foot. So this foot, we thought there might be some more stuff on this side.
And we were right.
So that's had time to get soggy. So I can feel. And you can see through the nail.
Yeah.
See when I stick it under, you can
Mine-
see where the
one
free
of mine
edge.
looks almost like that. Where I know that there's like a lot of space under there where stuff's getting. And I try and do that, but I don't have the tools. So.
Right. I know where you can get some. All right. All right. Some cuticle oil to add moisture back into the skin after having the cuticle remover, and